Hello and welcome to Ms. Via's 4th grade class. Today we're going to learn about terminating decimals. So we recently learned about decimals. We define decimals as a point used to separate the whole number from the fractional part of a number. Here we are given the example 2.5. We know that 2 is the whole number and 0.5 is the fraction part of the number. Next we have a recurring decimal. We know that recurring decimals have the same number repeating over and over. Here we are given the example 2.3333. We know that the 3 will continue to repeat as long as we continue to divide. And this brings us to our final decimal, known as the terminating decimal. We can define the terminating decimal as a decimal that ends with a finite number of digits. The way we determine if a number is going to be a terminating decimal is to divide, of course. Let's start with our first problem, 11 divided by 8. How many times can 8 go into 1? 0, right? Now how many times can 8 go into 11? 1. So now we have 11 minus 8 equals 3. And this is when our decimal kicks in. So now we add a decimal after 11, after 1, and we add a 0 after the 3. Now we have to determine how many times 8 can go into 30. So we know that 8 times 3 is 24, and this gives us 6. Now we're going to add another 0 and drop it down, and it gives us 60. We actually ran out of room over here, but we're just going to make a new table off to the side. So we have 60 divided by 8, and we get 7. And 8 times 7 gives us 56, so 60 minus 56 is 4. Looks like we have another remainder, so we're going to have to drop another 0. Once we drop this next 0, it's going to give us 40. So we have 8 times 5 equals 40, and that is the end of our decimal. Now we see that 5 is the last number in our decimal. So here we see that 1.375 is actually a terminating decimal since it doesn't continue any longer. So from our long division, we were able to determine that 11 divided by 8 equals 1.375. And what kind of decimal was this called again? A terminating decimal, that's right. And who remembers what a terminating decimal was again? That's right, it's a decimal that ends with a finite number of digits, or a decimal that doesn't go on and on and on. That completes our session for today. Thank you for watching. See you next time.
Created using Powtoon.